The day had finally arrived when the humans were invited to join the prestigious Galactic Council, a union of the most technologically advanced alien civilizations in the known universe. After centuries of watching from the sidelines, humanity was eager to take its place among the galactic elite. However, the council members quickly made it clear that they viewed the newcomers with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. The humans' comparatively primitive technology and fledgling space exploration capabilities were met with condescending smiles and patronizing remarks. "You expect us to take your military seriously?" scoffed Zranak, the imposing ambassador of the Psyloth Empire. "Your crude chemical rockets and antiquated projectile weapons are no match for the battle cruisers and energy weapons wielded by civilized species such as ourselves." The human ambassador, Maria Gutierrez, tried to reason with the council, warning them not to underestimate the ingenuity and determination of her people. "We may be new to the galactic stage, but do not mistake our humility for weakness. Humanity has a long history of overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds through sheer innovation and willpower." Her pleas, however, fell on deaf ears. The other council members chuckled dismissively, sharing amused glances as if entertaining the ramblings of an ignorant child. "A quaint sentiment," purred Estrarin, the elegant queen of the Arcadian kingdoms, "but your innovation is no match for the refined tactics and cutting-edge technology we have honed over millennia. You would be wise to focus your efforts on catching up to the rest of us, rather than dreaming of military prowess." Gritting her teeth, Maria sat back in her chair, her face flushed with a mixture of embarrassment and indignation. She knew there was truth to the council's words. Humanity's space fleet was pitiful compared to the dazzling armadas of their alien counterparts, but she also recognized the spark of potential within her people, if only they were given the chance to prove themselves. As the meeting drew to a close, the council members made it clear that they saw the humans as little more than curiosities, amusing primitives who had somehow managed to attain interstellar travel. The thought of humanity posing any real threat to their galactic order was simply laughable. "Welcome to the Galactic Council, humans," Zranak said with a sardonic bow. "Try not to get underfoot as we attend to the matters of _real_ civilizations." Maria seethed with a mixture of humiliation and determination as she watched the alien ambassadors depart. She knew that her people had a long way to go to earn the respect of the galactic community. But deep down, she also believed that the humans were on the cusp of a breakthrough, one that would shatter the Council's arrogant assumptions and forever change the balance of power in the stars. The Galactic Council's dismissive treatment of humanity had not gone unnoticed by the more aggressive alien empires that lurked on the fringes of the galactic order. Sensing an opportunity, the ruthless Kron Dominion decided to test the limits of human military capabilities. Without warning, a fleet of Kron battleships suddenly materialized in orbit around the human colony of New Horizon, their weapon systems powering up ominously. The colony's defense grid, woefully outmatched, offered little resistance as the alien ships unleashed a barrage of devastating energy pulses, reducing entire city blocks to smoldering ruins. Back on Earth, the news of the unprovoked attack sent shockwaves through the global population. Outrage and fear gave way to a steely resolve as the leaders of the United Nations Space Command convened an emergency meeting. "This is an act of war," thundered Admiral John Halsey, his face etched with fury. "The Kron have crossed a line, and we must respond with the full might of the human military." Nodding grimly, the other commanders knew that the time for diplomacy had passed. The Kron had made it clear that they saw humanity as easy prey, and a swift, decisive counterattack was the only language they would understand. Within hours, a massive human fleet, led by the state-of-the-art battleship, the USV Endeavour, was scrambling to engage the Kron invaders. As the two armadas clashed in the void of space, the vastly superior firepower and advanced tactics of the alien ships quickly overwhelmed the human vessels. Missiles and plasma torpedoes rained down on the human fleet, tearing through their shields and hulls with ease. One by one, The human ships were reduced to drifting, lifeless husks, their crew members vaporized in the unforgiving cold of space. Just as all hope seemed lost, the USV Endeavour, a behemoth of gleaming metal and cutting-edge technology, surged forward, its towering bulk dwarfing the surrounding Kron battleships. All batteries, open fire, came the order from the Endeavour's bridge, and a storm of energy beams, rail gun projectiles, and guided missiles erupted from the ship's arsenal. The Kron vessels, caught off guard by the sheer devastation, found their shields quickly overwhelmed, their hulls disintegrating under the relentless assault. Within minutes, the once proud Kron fleet had been reduced to a field of twisted, burning wreckage. The human crew aboard the Endeavour let out a triumphant cheer, their previous despair replaced by a surge of pride and disbelief. Back on the Galactic Council chambers, the alien ambassadors watched the unfolding battle with a mixture of shock and awe. Zranak, the Tyloth representative, could only stammer in disbelief as the human ship effortlessly decimated the Kron forces. "Impossible. This cannot be," he growled, his tentacles twitching with a mixture of fear and fascination. Queen Astraran, her regal composure finally shaken, leaned forward in her seat, her eyes narrowed as she studied the image of the Endeavour cutting a swath through the Kron armada. "It would appear we have gravely underestimated the humans," she murmured, a hint of concern creeping into her voice. "This battleship of theirs is clearly a technological leap beyond anything we have encountered. We must learn more about it, and quickly." As the Galactic Council members exchanged troubled glances, the human ambassador, Maria Gutierrez, allowed herself a small, triumphant smile. She had known all along that her people were capable of greatness. They had simply been waiting for the right moment to prove it to the galaxy. And with the appearance of the USV Endeavour, that moment had finally arrived. The sheer devastation wrought by the USV Endeavour had sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council, shattering their smug assumptions about the human military's capabilities. As the smoking wreckage of the Kron fleet drifted through the void, the alien ambassadors found themselves grappling with a newfound sense of unease and uncertainty. Zranak, the Tyloth representative, was the first to break the stunned silence that had fallen over the council chambers. This is an outrage," he bellowed, his tentacles lashing out in frustration. "How dare these upstart humans defy our superior might?" Queen Astraran raised a slender hand, silencing the Tyloth ambassador with a pointed glare. "Composure, Zranak," she said, her voice cool and measured. "We must not allow our emotions to cloud our judgment. What we have witnessed here today is a clear indication that we have gravely underestimated the humans." The other council members murmured in agreement, their expressions ranging from grudging respect to outright alarm. The humans, once viewed as little more than curious primitives, had suddenly emerged as a force to be reckoned with, a realization that sent a shiver of unease through the galactic elite. "This Endeavour vessel," Astraran continued, her gaze fixed on the flickering holographic display. "Its weapons, its shielding, its propulsion, all of it far surpasses anything we have in our own armories. We must learn more about this technology, and quickly." Nodding in agreement, the other ambassadors began frantically exchanging data and reports, their once lofty demeanors replaced by a sense of growing alarm. The humans, it seemed, had been holding back their true military might, and the council members found themselves desperately scrambling to catch up. As the meeting drew to a close, Zranak turned to the human ambassador, Maria Gutierrez, his expression a mixture of begrudging respect and thinly veiled resentment. "You have our attention, human," he growled. "But do not think for a moment that this changes the balance of power in the galaxy. We will not be so easily cowed by your technological parlor tricks." Maria met his gaze evenly, a faint smile playing on her lips. "I assure you, Ambassador Zranak, this is no mere parlor trick," she replied. "The Endeavour is the culmination of centuries of human innovation and determination, and I can promise you this is only the beginning." With that, she turned and strode from the council chamber, leaving the alien ambassadors to ponder the implications of her words. For the first time in their collective histories, the Galactic Council found themselves faced with a formidable new player in the galactic arena, one whose potential they could scarcely begin to fathom. In the days and weeks that followed, the news of the human battleship's devastating victory spread like wildfire through the cosmos, igniting a mix of fear, fascination, and speculation among the alien civilizations. Rumors of the Endeavor's advanced systems and unparalleled firepower began to circulate, each more extraordinary than the last, until the once humble human vessel had taken on an almost mythical status. Zranak and his fellow council members found themselves inundated with frantic communiques from their respective empires, all demanding to know the true nature of this human game-changer. The very thought that the galactic balance of power could be so thoroughly upended by a single ship was a prospect that filled them with a growing sense of dread and uncertainty. As Maria Gutierrez watched the unfolding events from her office on Earth, she couldn't help but feel a surge of pride and vindication. The humans had finally proven their worth on the galactic stage, and she knew that this was only the beginning of a new era, one where humanity would take its rightful place among the stars. The Galactic Council, shaken by the stunning display of human military might, found themselves in a precarious position. On one hand, they could not ignore the threat posed by the USV Endeavor and the technological advancements it represented. On the other, they were deeply reluctant to openly acknowledge the humans as equals, let alone grant them a seat at the prestigious council. After days of heated debate and closed-door negotiations, the ambassadors finally reached a decision. They would extend an invitation to the humans, but with a caveat: a demonstration of their capabilities in a controlled, simulated military exercise. "This is an opportunity for you to prove yourselves, human," Zranak said, his tone laced with a barely concealed sneer. "If your technological prowess is as formidable as you claim, then you should have no trouble dominating our exercises." Maria Gutierrez listened to the Psyloth ambassador's words, her expression betraying none of the apprehension she felt. She knew that this was a critical moment for humanity, a chance to solidify their place in the galactic community, or to be forever relegated to the status of curious primitives. "Very well, Ambassador Zranak," she replied, her voice calm and measured. "The United Nations Space Command accepts your invitation. We look forward to showcasing the full extent of human military capabilities." As the exercise began, the human fleet, once again led by the mighty Endeavor, took to the simulated battlefield. The alien armadas, a dazzling array of sleek, powerful vessels, swarmed around the human ships, their advanced weaponry unleashing a relentless barrage of energy beams and missiles. Yet, to the shock and dismay of the Galactic Council members, the Endeavor and its escorts weathered the assault with ease, their shields and armor shrugging off the alien firepower as if it were mere hailfire. In a matter of minutes, the human ships had carved a path through the enemy forces, decimating their ranks with a display of devastating firepower that left the council members speechless. Zranak could only gape in disbelief as the Endeavor single-handedly reduced an entire squadron of Psyloth battlecruisers to smoldering wreckage. "Impossible," he muttered, his tentacles twitching with a mixture of fear and fascination. "How can this be?" Queen Astraran, her regal composure cracking, leaned forward in her seat, her eyes narrowed as she studied the unfolding battle. "The humans, they have been holding back," she murmured, her voice barely audible. "All this time, they've been concealing the true extent of their technological prowess." As the exercise drew to a close, the human fleet emerged victorious, their ships intact and their crews exuding a quiet confidence that sent a shiver through the alien ambassadors. Maria Gutierrez stepped forward, a triumphant smile playing on her lips. "I trust that this demonstration has been enlightening for all of you," she said, her gaze sweeping across the stunned council members. "The humans are ready to take our rightful place among the galactic community. We ask that you extend to us a permanent seat on the Galactic Council, so that we may work together to forge a future of peace and prosperity for all civilizations." Zranak, and his fellow ambassadors exchanged troubled glances, the weight of their decision bearing down upon them. To grant the humans a seat on the council would be to acknowledge them as equals, a concession that few of them were prepared to make. And yet, the undeniable power and capability displayed by the human fleet left them with little choice. After a tense deliberation, the council members finally reached a consensus. With great reluctance, they extended an invitation to the humans, granting them a permanent seat on the prestigious Galactic Council. As Maria Gutierrez shook hands with the alien ambassadors, she couldn't help but feel a sense of triumph and vindication. The humans had finally proven their worth, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Galactic Council's decision to grant the humans a permanent seat was met with a mixture of relief and trepidation among the assembled alien ambassadors. While they could no longer deny the technological and military prowess of their new counterparts, many were still deeply wary of the implications of this shift in the galactic power balance. As Maria Gutierrez took her place at the council table, she could feel the weight of expectation and scrutiny bearing down upon her. The other ambassadors eyed her with a combination of grudging respect and barely concealed distrust, their minds no doubt racing with questions and concerns. "Welcome, Ambassador Gutierrez," Queen Astrarin said, her voice laced with a subtle hint of tension. "We are pleased to have you and your people join us in shaping the future of the galaxy." Dranak, the Tyloth representative, grunted in a semblance of agreement, his tentacles twitching with a mixture of unease and curiosity. "Yes, indeed," he rumbled, his gaze fixed on the human ambassador. "Though I must admit, we are still trying to fully comprehend the extent of your technological capabilities." Maria met their gazes unflinchingly, her own expression calm and confident. "I can assure you, Ambassador Dranak, that the humans have much to offer the Galactic Council," she replied. "Our people may have been newcomers to the galactic stage, but we have a long history of innovation, resilience, and a deep commitment to cooperation and understanding." Sensing the underlying tension in the room, Maria seized the opportunity to lay out her vision for humanity's role within the Council. "We come to this table not as conquerors, but as partners," she said, her voice steady and authoritative. "Our goal is to work alongside you, to share our knowledge and resources, and to build a future where all civilizations can prosper and thrive." The alien ambassadors murmured amongst themselves, their expressions ranging from cautious intrigue to thinly veiled skepticism. The thought of the humans, once dismissed as primitive upstarts, now wielding considerable influence within the hallowed halls of the Galactic Council, was a prospect that many found deeply unsettling. "And what of your battleship, the Endeavor?" Astrarin interjected, her eyes narrowing. "Surely you must understand our concern over the potential implications of such a formidable weapon in the hands of a relatively young civilization." Maria nodded, acknowledging the valid concern. "The Endeavor is indeed a remarkable vessel, one that has forever changed the balance of power in the galaxy. But I can assure you, it is not a weapon of conquest or destruction. Rather, it is a symbol of humanity's commitment to exploration, discovery, and the peaceful coexistence of all civilizations." She paused, allowing her words to sink in before continuing. "The Endeavor, and the technology that powers it, will be made available to the Galactic Council for study and collaboration. We have no desire to hoard these advancements for ourselves, but to share them with our new partners, so that together we may push the boundaries of what is possible in the stars." The alien ambassadors exchanged uneasy glances, their expressions a mix of grudging respect and lingering mistrust. They knew that the humans, with their game-changing battleship and rapidly advancing technology, posed a formidable challenge to the established order of the galaxy, and yet the prospect of working alongside this new dynamic civilization, of unlocking the secrets of their revolutionary systems, was too enticing to ignore. As the meeting drew to a close, Dranak, the Tyloth ambassador, stood and offered a solemn nod in Maria's direction. "Very well, Ambassador Gutierrez," he rumbled. "The Galactic Council will extend its full cooperation in studying the Endeavor and your other technological advancements. We shall see what the future holds for our partnership." Maria returned the nod, a faint smile playing on her lips. She knew that the road ahead would not be an easy one, that the humans would face resistance and mistrust from the established alien powers. But she also believed, with unwavering conviction, that humanity's time had come, that they were ready to take their rightful place among the stars, and to forge a new era of cooperation and progress that would echo through the cosmos for generations to come. With the humans firmly ensconced within the Galactic Council, the alien ambassadors wasted no time in turning their attention to the USV Endeavour, the revolutionary battleship that had so thoroughly shattered their assumptions about human military capabilities. Zranak, the Tyloth representative, spearheaded the effort to study the Endeavour's advanced systems, assembling a team of the brightest scientific minds from across the galaxy. They pored over the ship's schematics, ran simulations, and conducted exhaustive tests, all in a desperate attempt to unravel the secrets behind its overwhelming firepower and impenetrable defenses. Yet, despite their best efforts, the HFY scientists found themselves stymied at every turn. The Endeavour's power core, a sleek and compact device that generated unfathomable amounts of energy, seemed to defy the known laws of physics. Its shields, capable of shrugging off the most devastating alien weapons, operated on principles that were utterly alien to the Council's most respected engineers. "Impossible." Zranak would growl in frustration, his tentacles lashing out as he reviewed the latest round of test results. There must be some flaw, some weakness that we're overlooking. This technology is simply too advanced to have been developed by these humans. Queen Astraran, the regal Arcadian ambassador, would often interject, her serene expression betraying a hint of barely concealed unease. "Patience, Zranak," she would murmur, her piercing gaze fixed on the holographic displays. "The humans have clearly been holding back their true technological capabilities. We must tread carefully, lest we provoke them into revealing even more of their hand." The other council members, while equally fascinated by the Endeavour's systems, shared Astraran's cautious approach. The prospect of the humans possessing such overwhelming military might was a concerning one, and they knew that any misstep could potentially upset the delicate balance of power in the galaxy. As the months passed, the HFY scientists made slow but steady progress, gradually piecing together the underlying principles that governed the Endeavour's advanced propulsion, shielding, and weaponry. With each new breakthrough, the other ambassadors would nod with a mix of awe and trepidation, fully realizing the implications of what they were witnessing. During this time, Maria Gutierrez and the human delegation worked tirelessly to foster cooperation and understanding between their people and the alien civilizations. They shared their knowledge freely, offering technical expertise and strategic insights that quickly earned them the respect, and in some cases, the grudging admiration of their counterparts. Yet, even as the humans demonstrated their commitment to peaceful coexistence, the lingering mistrust and unease among the Galactic Council members remained. They could not shake the nagging feeling that the humans were still holding back, that their true capabilities had yet to be fully revealed. This unease only grew as reports began to trickle in from the far-flung corners of the galaxy, whispers of human ships and technologies that seemed to defy all known physical laws, sightings of experimental craft that could seemingly materialize and disappear at will, or energy weapons that could vaporize entire asteroids with a single blast, fueled the growing sense of apprehension among the council members. Astraran, her brow furrowed with a mixture of fascination and concern, would often find herself lost in contemplation, pondering the true extent of human technological prowess. "They are not like us," she would murmur to her advisors. "Their innovations seem to come from a place of pure, unbridled creativity, a wellspring of potential that we can scarcely begin to comprehend." As the human delegation continued to make strides within the Galactic Council, forging new alliances and pushing for greater cooperation, the alien ambassadors found themselves increasingly caught between their desire to harness the humans' technological marvels and their deep-seated fear of what these advancements might ultimately mean for the fragile balance of power in the galaxy. The future, it seemed, was poised to be forever changed by the emergence of this new dynamic civilization, a future that held the promise of limitless possibilities, as well as the potential for upheaval and disruption on a scale the galaxy had never seen before. As the Galactic Council's fascination with the USV Endeavor and the humans' technological prowess continued to grow, Maria Gutierrez and her delegation seized the opportunity to push for greater cooperation and integration between their people and the established alien civilizations. Recognizing the humans' potential as valuable partners, the council members gradually began to open new avenues of collaboration, sharing resources, technologies, and even cultural exchanges in an effort to better understand their newfound counterparts. Trade agreements were forged, allowing the flow of goods and services between human colonies and the far-flung planets of the Council's member states. Scientific research projects were launched, bringing together the brightest minds from across the galaxy to tackle some of the most pressing challenges facing the known universe. Perhaps most significantly, the Council agreed to grant the humans access to a network of advanced communication relays and navigational beacons, a decision that effectively integrated the human colonies into the broader galactic infrastructure, solidifying their place as a true player on the intergalactic stage. "This is a momentous occasion for our people," Maria Gutierrez declared, her eyes shining with pride as she addressed the assembled ambassadors. "By working together, we can unlock untold discoveries and innovations that will benefit all civilizations, both human and alien alike." The other council members nodded in cautious agreement, their expressions a mix of optimism and lingering unease. While they recognized the value of this new partnership, the specter of human technological supremacy continued to loom large in their collective consciousness. Zranak, the gruff Xyloth representative, was particularly vocal in his concerns. "Do not mistake our cooperation for trust, human," he rumbled, his tentacles twitching with barely contained suspicion. "We are merely seeking to understand the extent of your capabilities, so that we may better prepare ourselves against any potential threats." Maria met his gaze unflinchingly, her own expression calm and measured. "I assure you, Ambassador Zranak, that the humans have no desire for conquest or domination. Our goal is simply to forge a future of mutual prosperity and growth, where all civilizations can thrive together." Astraran, the regal Arcadian queen, raised a slender hand, silencing Zranak with a pointed look. "What the ambassador means to say," she interjected smoothly, "is that we are eager to explore the full potential of this newfound partnership. The technological and scientific advancements that can be achieved through our collaboration are truly limitless." As the discussions continued, the human delegation seized every opportunity to showcase their people's commitment to cooperation and peaceful coexistence. They shared their most cutting-edge technologies, from revolutionary propulsion systems to groundbreaking medical breakthroughs, all while emphasizing the importance of mutual understanding and cultural exchange. The other council members, initially skeptical, found themselves gradually won over by the humans' earnest efforts and the tangible benefits of the burgeoning partnership. Trade and cultural ties began to flourish, and the human colonies became increasingly integrated into the broader galactic fabric. Yet, even as the human sphere of influence expanded, the lingering unease among the alien ambassadors never truly dissipated. They remained acutely aware of the Endeavor's overwhelming capabilities and the unsettling possibility that the humans were still holding back their true technological might. Astraran, in particular, found herself increasingly drawn to the mysteries of human innovation. She would often spend hours poring over the latest reports and data, her keen mind searching for patterns and insights that might unlock the secrets behind the humans' rapid ascent. "There is more to them than meets the eye," she would murmur to her advisors, her brow furrowed in contemplation. "Their adaptability, their resourcefulness, it is unlike anything we have ever encountered. I cannot help but wonder what other marvels they might have in store for us." As the humans continued to make their mark on the galactic landscape, the Galactic Council found itself navigating an increasingly complex and unpredictable future. The once dismissive attitude towards the newcomers had been replaced by a mixture of respect, fascination, and lingering unease, a delicate balance that would be tested time and time again in the years to come. As the human presence within the Galactic Council continued to grow, the tensions underlying the newly forged partnerships began to simmer beneath the surface. While the Council members openly embraced the technological and scientific advancements brought forth by their human counterparts, the lingering unease over the true extent of human capabilities never truly subsided. Dranak, the Xyloth ambassador, remained the most vocal critic, his distrust of the humans never wavering despite the steady stream of benefits that flowed from their collaboration. He would often argue passionately against granting the humans access to sensitive information or advanced technologies, warning his fellow ambassadors of the potentially catastrophic consequences. These humans are like children, playing with powers they barely understand. He would growl, his tentacles lashing out in frustration. If we continue to indulge their curiosity, we risk unleashing forces that could tear the very fabric of our civilization apart. Queen Astraran, ever the diplomat, would attempt to soothe Zranak's concerns, reminding him of the vital role the humans had played in recent crises and the importance of maintaining a united front. "I understand your apprehension, Zranak," she would say, her voice smooth and measured. "But we cannot afford to let our fear of the unknown blind us to the tremendous benefits of this partnership. The humans have proven themselves to be worthy allies, and we must continue to foster that relationship, lest we risk pushing them into the arms of our adversaries." The other council members, caught between the two divergent viewpoints, found themselves increasingly torn, their loyalties and alliances shifting with each new development. Some, drawn to the humans' infectious optimism and boundless creativity, grew more receptive to their proposals, while others, like Zranak, dug in their heels, stubbornly resisting any further integration. As tensions within the council escalated, the human delegation, led by the ever-diplomatic Maria Guterres, worked tirelessly to maintain a delicate balance, carefully navigating the treacherous political waters while continually emphasizing the importance of cooperation and mutual understanding. "We are all in this together," Maria would remind the assembled ambassadors, her gaze sweeping across the fractious council. "The challenges we face, whether they be technological, environmental, or geopolitical, are not the concerns of any single civilization. They affect us all. By working together, by sharing our knowledge and resources, we can overcome these obstacles and forge a brighter future for all." Yet, even as the humans sought to bridge the growing divide, the seeds of discord had already begun to take root. Rumors of secret alliances and clandestine technology-sharing agreements began to circulate, fueling a growing sense of mistrust and suspicion that threatened to tear the Galactic Council apart. Astraran, her brow furrowed with concern, found herself increasingly drawn into the web of intrigue, her keen political instincts working overtime as she attempted to navigate the treacherous landscape. "Something is amiss," she confided to her most trusted advisors. "The Xyloth, the Arcadians, even the Kron, they are all jockeying for position, vying for access to the humans' technological marvels. I fear that if we do not tread carefully, this partnership may unravel altogether." As the council teetered on the brink of collapse, Maria Guterres and her delegation found themselves in an increasingly precarious position. They knew that the future of humanity's place in the galaxy hung in the balance, and that any misstep could have devastating consequences. Yet even as the political landscape grew increasingly turbulent, the humans remained steadfast in their commitment to cooperation and understanding. They continued to share their knowledge and resources, working tirelessly to bridge the growing divide and maintain the fragile unity of the Galactic Council. The fate of the galaxy, it seemed, had become inextricably linked to the delicate dance of diplomacy and technological prowess playing out within the hallowed halls of the council chambers. And as the tensions continued to rise, the question lingered. Could the humans, with their game-changing battleship and boundless potential, hold the key to a future of lasting peace and prosperity? Or would their presence ultimately lead to the unraveling of the very fabric of the galactic order? As the tensions within the Galactic Council reached a fever pitch, the human delegation, led by the ever-resolute Maria Gutierrez, found themselves at the center of a tug-of-war that threatened to tear the very fabric of the galactic order asunder. On one side, the Xyloth Arcadians and their allies stood firm in their distrust of the humans, their fear of the unknown driving them to increasingly desperate measures. They pressed for greater restrictions on the flow of technology and information, demanding that the humans be kept on a tighter leash lest their boundless potential upset the delicate balance of power. On the other, a growing faction of council members, emboldened by the humans' cooperative spirit and the tangible benefits of the partnership, fought to maintain the open lines of communication and collaboration. They argued passionately that the humans, far from being a threat, held the key to unlocking a future of unparalleled discovery and progress for all civilizations. At the heart of this conflict was the USV Endeavour, the mighty human battleship that had so thoroughly shattered the Council's preconceptions about the capabilities of the newcomers. The Xyloth, in particular, remained obsessed with uncovering the secrets behind the Endeavour's revolutionary systems, convinced that this knowledge held the power to tilt the scales of the galactic power struggle in their favor. Zranak, the Xyloth ambassador, would often storm the council chambers, his tentacles lashing out in frustration as he demanded ever greater access to the Endeavour's schematics and testing data. "These humans are hiding something, I know it," he would growl, his eyes narrowed with suspicion. "If we do not act quickly, they will use this weapon to subjugate us all." Maria Gutierrez, her patience tested to the limit, would meet Zranak's outbursts with a calm, unwavering resolve. "The Endeavour is not a weapon of conquest, Ambassador Zranak," she would reply, her voice steady and authoritative. "It is a symbol of our people's commitment to exploration, discovery, and the peaceful coexistence of all civilizations. We have no desire to dominate or subjugate, only to work alongside you, as partners, in shaping a brighter future for the galaxy." Queen Astrarin, ever the voice of reason, would often intervene, her regal presence commanding the attention of the fractious council. "It is clear that we have reached an impasse," she would declare, her gaze sweeping across the assembled ambassadors. "The humans have proven their worth time and again, and to deny them the opportunity to fully contribute to the advancement of our civilization would be a grievous mistake." Pausing, she would turn her piercing eyes towards Zranak, her expression stern. "However, we must also acknowledge the valid concerns that have been raised. The Endeavour, and the technology that powers it, cannot be allowed to become a source of discord and division among us." With a graceful gesture, Astrarin would propose a compromise, a plan that would grant the Xyloth and their allies greater access to the Endeavour's systems, while also preserving the humans' right to retain certain core technological secrets. It was a delicate balancing act, one that would require the cooperation and trust of all sides. As the Council deliberated, the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. The humans, their place on the galactic stage now firmly established, found themselves at a crossroads, their continued prosperity and influence inextricably linked to the outcome of these tense negotiations. Maria Gutierrez, her resolve unwavering, knew that the stakes had never been higher. The human people had come too far to be pushed aside or marginalized, and she was determined to ensure that their voice would be heard, their contributions recognized, and their rightful place among the stars secured. With a deep breath, she stepped forward, her gaze sweeping across the council chambers. "Honorable ambassadors," she began, her words measured and deliberate. "The humans have long dreamed of a future where all civilizations can come together, united in their pursuit of knowledge, discovery, and the betterment of the galaxy. We have faced adversity, overcome seemingly insurmountable odds, and proven our worth time and again." She paused, her eyes meeting those of the skeptical Zranak and the contemplative Astrarin in turn. Today, we stand at a crossroads. The path forward is not an easy one, but I believe that if we can find the courage to trust in one another, to put aside our differences and work towards a common goal, we can usher in a new era of prosperity and progress that will echo through the cosmos for generations to come. As the council members exchanged uneasy glances, the weight of Maria's words hung in the air, a glimmer of hope amidst the gathering storm. The fate of the galaxy, it seemed, rested on the ability of these disparate civilizations to overcome their fears and embrace the promise of a future where humanity and its alien counterparts could forge a lasting, unbreakable bond.